Hello Coventry, and to all young people across the globe joining for the first day of the Global Youth Series. I'm Paula, I'm the External Relations Officer at Youth and Environment Europe, and I'm so glad to be joining you today, even if just virtually through a video, to talk about youth engagement, international cooperation, and the role of innovation in shaping social change. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and Youth and Environment Europe, which is the organization I represent. I'm a 21-year-old student. I study politics and international relations, and I'm passionate about the environment as well as youth voice in decision-making process and politics. I've been volunteering with YE, Youth and Environment Europe, for over a year now, and it's been just an incredible network to be a part of. Youth and Environment Europe is the largest network of European youth-led NGOs, and it's just an incredible place to make sure that young people are empowered, uplifted, and there's a space for them in the decision-making progress. I think today, as you can probably see, I'm joining you from COP26 in Glasgow, which I think it's also a great background to have while talking about international cooperation and the climate crisis. I think the role young people have in shaping the climate crisis response is undeniable. After marching in the streets, organizing and using social media to keep politicians accountable and making sure that their demands were heard, I think it's clear to say that they have revolutionized the political framework that was no longer fit for them and asked for one that was better than the one that they needed. And thus talking about young people when talking about climate change solutions is so important. But most importantly to me is talking about young people and international cooperations of young people, because in many examples we can see that that has been crucial and needs to continue happening, and finding spaces to do so is so important. If we look at all the strikes that happened around the globe, Fridays for Future was kind of a global movement, and apart from that, so many strikes and so many protests happened in a way that people from around the globe were all protesting for the same things while also being aware of different contexts. Similarly, people from around the globe were protesting for stuff that did not even affect them or their own countries, just responding to the need of other young people to have their voices heard. If we look at COP, specifically here now, we can definitely see that that is an incredible place for international cooperation. At a personal level, I've been so excited about COP. I've been hearing about it for over a year, and I was just the emotion was leading on to COP was just rising at the idea, not only for the important conversations and the challenges that I was sure I was going to face, but also just the idea of meeting so many of the people that I was working, that I heard of, and that I was inspired by. And I have to say that so far, I've definitely been rewarded in that. And just talking about the work Youth and Environment Europe does to enhance international cooperation, that is just one of the most important parts of our work. We connect with our member organization across the continent, making sure that it's a space for young people across Europe and not just the EU as well. We try to create connections beyond Europe and working with people that are not part of the continent to make sure that Europe also, young Europeans are also aware of challenges outside of their own sphere of interest. And we have a big focus on working with marginalized communities, and we definitely are trying to implement projects that really showcase the importance of including everyone in the climate movement. We obviously have been also trying to unite different passionate volunteers during the COVID crisis in a time of such helplessness, creating a space for people who are fighting about something so important. And just we have a great exchange of ideas around solutions in climate change, environmental protection, policy making, etc. Going from nature-based solutions all the way to the importance of different energy usage. Just in order to make sure that all people, regardless of their skills or regardless of their previous experience and exchange and knowledge, could find a place where they could focus on something that they care about. To truly experience a cooperative and internationally driven response to the challenges that we're facing and climate crisis is so very important, and I do hope that the Global Youth Series can really be a place to make sure that international cooperation is enhanced and social change is shaped and created, and young people together can find a place to talk about it more. And I hope you will consider looking at Youth Environment Europe and the work that we do, and I believe that they should share with you some of the work that we've been doing for COP26. So thank you so much for having me.